So a quick update on my health. I guess this is part 3. And for those that are interested, I said I want to keep you guys updated. And as a quick refresher, I ended up passing out in May. I hit my head and it was due to my heart. And in the end, the doctors learned with it through tests, it was determined that it was called an aborted sudden cardiac death. And I got more tests. It was determined that I have heart failure. I got a special pacemaker called a CRTD. I'm on like 8 different medications. I've been taking it easy. So now I have some good news and some bad news. And there's 2 sides of my heart that need attention, the structural side and the electrical side. So on the structure side, we have what's called the ejection fraction. And that's how well the lower left side of my heart pumps blood, specifically the left ventricle. And when this all started, in my initial test, my ejection fraction was 35%, 30-35. So it's +5 or -5. And a normal ejection fraction is between 50 and 70%. Last Monday, I had an echo to see if any of what we've done has helped. And my ejection fraction is now at 45%, and it's +5 or -5. It could be at 50, right? The way to definitively do it is with an MRI, and I can't do that anymore because I have this pacemaker, and it's not worth doing what they need to do for me to have an MRI. But he said 45, which is right there. We're close. And that means everything's working pretty quickly. Hopefully it continues to go up, but it is working better, and that's great news. I check again in 6 more months, and from there, hopefully I'm still at 45, but wanting to jump to 50 and above. I mean, that's the goal. And the second part's the electrical part. I've always had various arrhythmias and weird heartbeats, and I have 2 cardiologists. One is the cardiologist, one's the electrophysiologist. That's the one that did the pacemaker. So I did my follow-up, and he said that they found 246 instances of AFib in the past 3 months. And we changed medications. I feel better on them. The new medication tackles arrhythmias more, but walking around with AFib, not too good. And the main worry about AFib is blood clots in the heart, because that could lead to a stroke. But it was determined I can't be on blood thinners. That's usually what they do. And I can't be on blood thinners because of my previous surgery and what I have with my gut. Don't know if you guys remember that. And I had about like 16 inches of my gut pulled out in 2019 due to diverticulosis. So what I need now is called a Watchman procedure. I'm actually getting what's called an amulet. So that procedure happens today, like now, Wednesday. And I did this video in advance. And what the surgery does is it's like a little stopper they put in the section of my heart to collect and stop blood clots if AFib were to form one, is to help stop strokes. So that's the electrical part, the structural part. But a new thing came up today. Today's Monday when I'm making this video, when I found out that my ejection fraction's 45 and we're doing good. He had more to add, and to be clear, it's congenital. Whatever I have, it's genetic. When he ordered that echo that I did last week on Monday, he had them do another test, and there's a different way of viewing it. And basically, there's scarring on my heart, and they don't know where it's from. They think it's genetic. But he looked at where it was at and how the rest of my heart looks. He said it's what's called a cherry on top look. He went through it all, and that's routinely found in something called cardiac amyloidosis, which is a condition where faulty proteins bunch together, they accumulate in the heart, and it affects electrical systems. It can scar the heart. He says that there's a lot of advances in treating it, and if this is something that I have, it's going to answer a lot of questions, and if I do have it, they can treat it. But to do that, usually you do an MRI, which again, even though I have a cardiac safe pacemaker, it's just a whole thing. But I do another CT, and basically it's to look for these proteins within my heart. He says if they show up on the CT, we can confirm it with blood tests, and then we'll know. That's kind of just on top, and if that's what it is, that's what it is. If not, it's just this genetic thing that we're working through. But that's it so far. Again, I'm taking it easy, and I'm getting content out when I can. There may or may not be a breech light video on Friday. If there's not, I just couldn't get it done. And hopefully I'll get videos out next week. And I'm going to update you guys as I go on with this, and I'll let you know in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months as we go. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you soon.